Step number 1 for taming and handling your turtle. Don't handle your turtle. Have a totally awesome day. Bye! I'm just kidding. What is up, guys? It is the Turtle Girl. Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. Today is a quick little, hopefully under 2-minute video about how to tame and handle your aquatic turtle. This is for turtles, not tortoises, and specifically turtles that are not like known to be aggressive, like snapping turtles, because like I have no experience with that, so I'm not going to speak to it, but more like, you know, your average sliders, painteds, diamondback, terrapins, musk turtles, that sort of thing. Kind of how you can interact with them and hold them, tame them, kind of like that physical interaction with your turtle. So the first thing, it's kind of true. Aquatic turtles majorly just spend their life in the water. They do breathe oxygen, so you'll see them basking and you can take them out of their tank. But just in general, I personally classify them as more look, don't touch pets. They're honestly, I like to describe them as glorified fish because you just watch them swim around their tank. They're not like another reptile like a lizard or a snake that you might hold more often. That being said, at some point you are going to have to handle your aquatic turtle. You're going to have to maybe take them out of their tank to feed them in a separate container, or so that they can go basking in the sun. Or you just need to move them from tank to tank, and that's going to involve holding them. So today I'm going to walk you through the proper way to do that, some things that you should and shouldn't avoid. So I have one of my little friends here. This is one of my mini musk turtles. When you go to handle your turtle, the very first thing you have to do is wash your hands. Please, just for like common sense and cleanliness purposes, wash your hands before you hold your pet and after you hold your pet, because you don't know what kind of bacteria you're carrying around on your hands. You don't know what you last touched, and you just want to make sure that you have clean hands when you are sticking those into the tank water. You don't want to introduce any weird bacteria or anything harmful into the aquarium, so just make sure you do that. Once your hands are washed, you're going to have to grab your turtle. So there's a couple of different ways to do this. The main thing to remember is that you want to grab them by their shell, and you want to make sure that they're supported. Also, making sure that you are, you know, pretty gentle. I'll demonstrate with Hoku here behind me, and maybe I can hold this turtle in this hand because this hand is still clean. So you can see here with Hoku, usually what I try to do is lure the turtle somewhere I can reach it inside the tank. If you have a bit of a shyer turtle, you might just have to straight up reach in there and try to grab it. But most turtles will think that you're gonna offer them food. So just put your fingers up there by the top of the tank near the front of the glass, get them to swim up near the surface. Once they're there, all you do is you're just gonna reach in and grab them pretty gently. Now, in my experience, while turtles are pretty fast, they're not like super duper fast. If it's a bigger turtle, you may want to use 2 hands, but you're just going to reach in, grab them by the shell. Hopefully you can see this. Oh, and they might kick a little bit, but just lift them up out of the water and make sure you have a towel nearby or a separate container because they're gonna be a little wet and likely a little feisty. So you can see I have Hoku here in a little separate container, so if I was just gonna feed him or do whatever, I could do that now. I have safely grabbed the turtle and put him in a separate bin. Here you can see Hoku looking beautiful as always. I'm supporting him both on his top shell and his bottom shell. That makes sure that he's feeling well supported. You can see he's kind of kicking me, but he can kind of maneuver as he wants. You can also pick up smaller turtles like this just from their top shell so that they don't like kick you all the time. You can see all his limbs have space to move around. Obviously, he's a little agitated, so I'm gonna go ahead and set him down. And they can be faster than you expect. So if you like put them on your hand like this, and then just let them walk around, they might just like shoot to the floor, and that's just not good. You don't want to drop your turtle. Now, one of the don'ts when you're holding an aquatic turtle is you don't want to flip them onto their back. That is because their skeleton is actually fused to the inside of their shell. Their intestines are all in there. And it's been said that if you constantly flip them over, it can actually like twist up their intestines. I'm not actually sure if this is a myth or not, but honestly, it makes sense to me. Would you like being like held by your ankles and shook upside down? I don't think so. So just in general, keep your turtle right side up. They'll be a lot happier for it. The other thing is that as you're holding them, just read their body language. If they're fidgeting and being antsy and just obviously want to get away and don't want to be restrained, don't restrain them. They would much rather just be running around at the ground or swimming around in their little eating tub. Turtles are really not handling animals, and it's just instinct that if they are being held by something, typically that means they're about to become dinner. So if they get a little defensive, just don't sweat it. When you're handling your turtle, always do it gently. Don't be fooled by the myth that like turtles are not attached to their shells, that they can leave their shells, because the shell is very much a part of their body. There's nerve endings there. They can feel everything. So don't squeeze too hard or push too hard, because they can feel it and they will let you know. Now, as far as conditioning them for this purpose, it's just a time thing. Like I've said in my leopard gecko videos, it's literally just time and consistency. That is what is going to get your turtle to be tame. If your turtles know that you're not a threat, they'll be less likely to swim away from you. Honestly, when you're first just getting started, maybe you have a hatchling turtle and they seem a little skittish, just take some time to sit in front of their tank, feed them, and let them know of your presence. Kind of those same steps in my leopard gecko video. If you want to watch that, there's also some more helpful tips for handling reptiles, and a lot of those can actually apply to turtles as well. Food is always great bribery. And basically, you want them to just associate you with positive things. And keep in mind, no matter what you do, they might always try to Houdini their way out of there because they just don't like being held. So my arms are getting a little tired, but I think that's all I have to say, all my tips. If you have any others, definitely leave them in the comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to drop a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, or else Hoku will come and find you. And we'll see you guys next Friday. Have a totally awesome day. Bye! I don't know how I'm gonna cover the... We'll just go like this. Goodbye!